What is up, gamers? We are back with the Gerald game, and we are going to be learning how to do things in this game. Or, more specifically, how to interact with items. So let's just get right into it. So we left off with having Gerald being able to hit things and crap like that. But now, we need Gerald to be able to do things like, how the heck is he supposed to get into his darn classroom? I don't know. That's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so basically, we need to be able to know when Gerald is actually close to that. So we are going to make a new background. We're gonna duplicate that down there. Boom, new background. But we're gonna call this things. Okay, so now that we have the things, we actually what we need to do is we need to say, oh, Gerald needs to be able to get into his classroom. Boom, if he's touching this box right here, it will give him an option to go into the classroom. And oh, Gerald needs to get into his locker. Boom, square right there. Gerald is a male. He needs to be able to go to the male bathroom, which is, oh, if he's standing in this vicinity, in this area, then it will give him an option to go to the bathroom. And, well, what the heck is going on here? Well, I don't know, but we need to be able to know if he's in this area. You better question it. And so now that we have all of that set up, boom, we just straight up delete everything else. So now that we have all of this that Gerald will be able to touch, we go here, we press play, boom, it's at the front layer. But I feel a little conflicted here. When Gerald touches this, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm touching it, but I'm not touching this one. Like, what if Gerald be touching this one and not this one, but it still says that he's touching it because it's the same sprite? Well, we got a quick ol' fix to this one. First, we go to Gerald hitbox and just say, when this is clicked forever, if we are touching things, make a variable named things, and then we gotta set things to 1. And so we add another if statement that says if we are not touching things, then we shall set things to 0. Things is up there, and so if we touch this, boom, things get set to 1. And so you see, if things is set to 1, then that's what we want. But see, if things is set to 1 on all of these, then, well, shoot, how do we know if I'm touching this one and not this one? Well, it's a simple fix. So now we go over to the actual things sprite, and we say, when this is clicked forever, if things done equal 1, and the X position is like greater or less than. That's how we're going to determine if we're standing on different objects. So how about we say this? If things equals 1 and the X position is greater than 240, then make a new variable called options. We're going to set options to class. So now if you take a little look-sees at this, oh my gosh. Okay, so we actually screwed up. It's not if it equals 240, it's if it's greater than 240. Silly me, am I right? And so now let's see if it works. Boom! Options get set to class, but it stays at class when we leave. And so now we actually just say, if things equals 0, then we should also just set options to 0. Boom! It says class, not class. Boom, it says class, not class. Okay, so that is finished with. See now, but when we hit this, it just sets things to 1. So we gotta make sure it knows that it's touching Gerald's locker. Duplicate this whole thing. So it's gonna say if things equals 1 and X position equals greater than -50. And we're also gonna add another AND statement. If X position is less than 43, then we're gonna set this to locker. And so now look, when we click this, we're at the locker, and then when we stand on this, we're at the classroom. Boom! That is what we want. That is what we want. That is what we want right there. Is when if it says class, then we'll be able to go into the class, and if it says locker, then we'll be able to go into the locker. And so now basically you just do the same type of thing for all of these blocks. So it will be like, oh, if it's touching it, and the X position is greater than and less than this certain amount, then it's going to say bathroom, because that's where we are right now. And then it's going to say, oh, if we're touching this and the X position is greater or less than something something, then boom, boom shakalaka, that is mysterious caution tape. But now, well, we want to know how to do things with the things, obviously. So what we are going to say is, if things equal this specific thing, then we got to do something. So we got to say, when this is clicked forever, and we say if options equals class and key space pressed, then we want to change something. But what do we change? Oh, thanks for asking. We changed the background and the background hitbox. So if it equals class, we're just gonna make a quick classroom right here, and then we are actually gonna create a new variable called a level. When this is clicked forever, if level equals 0, then we are going to switch to costume 1. So now level equals 0, so it's going to switch to this costume. But, oh, what's this? Well, if level equals class, we're going to switch to costume 2. And so, guess what? We're going to say, once we're on things, we're going to say if the options equals class, then we are actually going to set level the class. So now when we touch this, it's going to say options class, and if we click space, we get transported. That is epic. And so now this is where you would change the things options as well. And so, like, if you need to do different things in that room. Sorry, guys. So if you need to do different things in that room, you can do that. We gotta say, when this is clicked, we gotta set level to 0. And so now we're always gonna spawn in here. And so you always gotta remember that if you want to do like Gerald's locker, you can just press space and then you can do like different things in that room. So all you really gotta do is change the background hitbox and things. And you also need to change the position of Gerald. And so we will get into that video. We will get into that stuff next time, which will be how to do things part 2, because this is how to do things part 1. And this how to do things is really touchy subject on the Scratch platform. So thank you guys so much for watching. I think I would be rude if I didn't mention this, but as you can see, I am on the profile Funnut's Little Bro, and Funnut, he recently deleted all of his videos. I asked him if he could ever get the videos back, and he said sadly not. So he actually, like, he didn't just private them, he deleted them off of the entire database. So I feel like I would be kind of a rude brother if I didn't address that issue, and I'll be asking him more questions, and I'll follow up to this. But subscribe to be a part of the Gerald Jogger. I'll see you next time. Bye.